we covered very clearly about decorators, about decorators and generators. Okay, decorators and generators. For most of the people, it is the new thing. You people, I mean, it is not going to be discussed in detail, right? Okay, like, but anyway, you people should have clear clarity about this terminology also. So today I met one Python faculty. Okay, just somewhere. He's just at afternoon time somewhere, while standing on the road. He saw me suddenly. He came. So do you know? he told, sir, it's a too good. It's a too good concept. Too good concept. Okay, you covered Python very clearly, sir. I saw your videos, like he told. Next, and after that, he's telling, no, just generators see the concept. Really, sir, now I got very clear liveness from that topic. Like, this is what that person used, especially generators concept. In the last session only we discussed it, right? Okay, because so most of the people are not giving that much importance for this, but definitely I hope you are in a position to get the basic idea what is the generators, what the decorators like. Correct, right? Yes, friends. Okay, so anyway, the next another topic we have to discuss. The next another topic we require to discuss. What that topic is, assertions is the concept. Regarding what that topic, what that topic is, assertions itself is the concept we have to discuss, right? Okay, so before talking about assertions concept, just the people who want the payment gateway, just integration, this is the link Anju Babu is sharing. Just okay, just go through, just save all the Django students, save this link and then just go through that. Okay, so now the next concept what we require to discuss is assertions, the most beautiful concept. Okay, especially for the debugging purpose, the people are going to use, right? Assertions is the concept. Sir, can you please tell what is the purpose, for which purpose we require to use assertions concept? What the need? What the need of this assertions concept, right? Okay, simple word, you have to aware, simple word you require to aware assertions in a single word. The main purpose of assertions is for debugging purposes, for debugging purposes. It's not for testing purpose, we know. It is for debugging purposes. Okay, for that purpose we are going to use assertions concept. Then immediately you may ask, what is the debugging? What the debugging, sir? Very simple. Suppose assume that, sir, I developed a small program, sir. Assume this is the program what I developed, sir. Assume that a big program I developed. So now, do you know, here, just tomorrow morning we have to move to this life. Okay, so now I'm doing the last final things, whether it's working properly or not, like, I'm doing. So somewhere something goes wrong. Somewhere something goes wrong, sir. Here, this is the big code what we have. What I have, this is the big code what I have. Somewhere something goes wrong. My expected output is, assume that some Chiranjeevi is my expected output. But at runtime, I'm getting something like Mohan Babu. Okay, some other different output I'm getting, sir. Different output I'm getting. Okay, I'm not getting the required output. Okay, it's a very common, because you may write multiple programs, several programs in your lifetime. How many times, after writing the program, it is going to generate exact output directly at the first snap only? Very rare. We record to correct several changes. We may get some errors and so on. At last, after 1 hour or 2 hours, then the required output is going to come. Same way, sir, here I developed the code. Almost around, sir, 10,000 lines of the code is there. Assume that, sir, 10,000 lines of the code is there, sir. Now, sir, in this, do not 10,000 lines of the code. 10,000 lines of the code is there, sir. Now the point is, take very special care. Something goes wrong. I'm not getting my expected output. If I'm not getting my expected output, something goes wrong. Okay, there is a problem in our code. Correct, right? There is a problem. If everything goes fine, then I got get my expected output only. But I'm not getting my expected output. Somewhere something goes wrong. If somewhere something goes wrong, we have to identify where is the problem. We have to identify where is the bug. Where is the bug, and we have to fix that bug. We have to identify where is the bug, and we have to fix that bug. Are you getting the process of identifying and fixing the bug? The process of identifying and fixing the bug is nothing but debugging, sir. Remember this one. The process of identifying and fixing the bug itself is debugging. Everyone can able to understand? The name itself indicates, right? Debugging means, sir, in our program, somewhere something goes wrong. We have to identify the problem and we have to fix that problem. Fix that bug is nothing but debugging, right? Friends, everyone in a position to understand what the meaning of debugging? Okay, well, sir, what is the next terminology? What the next one, sir? So now the most common way of debugging, of debugging is, do you know print statement? It's a very common, sir, very common. The most common way of debugging is print statement. Right? So what the people are going to do is, after third line, they will print hello. Now they will run the code. Either hello will be printed to the console or not. If the hello printed to the console, oh, up to this there is no problem at all, like this. Okay. Again, they will take after some line print hi, like this. I'm taking, sir. Hi, like this. They are going to take. Sir, still, do you know it is also printed into the console? It's also printed into the console. Oh, means that the control is coming up to this, and there is no problem, right? Up to this, like. So now they are keeping somewhere here print off, sir, after db communication, something like this, after db communication, like this. So now whenever I'm trying to run this line is not printing to the console. This line is not printing to the console, means that, so the control is not coming to this line. The control is not coming to this line. Oh, there is a problem between this print statement and this print statement. So analyze this code very carefully, because the problem location is this one. Analyze this code very carefully, and so where is the problem? By mistake, instead of less than symbol, we are using greater than symbol. That may be the problem. We corrected that, then my required output is going to come. Are you getting? Even you are writing a small program also, most of the people common layman approach for debugging is usage of print statement. Correct or not, friends? Correct, right? Everyone is doing this type of thing only. Even in the companies also, don't feel just a student for practice purpose. No, even in the companies also, the people are going to do this type of things only, right? Okay, the simplest way of debugging is usage of print statement. Okay, if any print statement, okay, is not going to print, oh, the control is not coming to that place. Why the control is not coming to that place? We will analyze and we can fix the problem. This type of thing is by default considered as debugging by using print statement. Simple way of debugging is this one, sir. Now take very special care about my words. Debugging by using print statement is very simple. Is very simple to debug. But there is a problem is there with the print statement. There is a problem is there with the print statement. Can you please tell what is that problem? Anyone, can you please tell what is the problem? The problem is, now observe carefully, sir. Now the problem is, okay, here instead of greater less than symbol, we took greater than symbol. So corrected. Now I'm getting exact output. Once I'm getting exact output, then we never going to worry about these print statements. Boss, my required client output is coming, no problem at all. Like immediately hand over this code to the client. Hand over this code to the client, because after fixing the bug, no one is going to feel we have to delete these print statement because these print statements extra added for debugging purpose. No, people never going to take that much care, because everything is working properly, the required output client is getting. Then why I have to remove all these things, right? Now the problem, once moved to the client machine, for every request, once moved to the client machine, for every request, these print statements also will be executed, which is not part of any programming requirement. Again, just to debugging purpose, these are the print statements extra added. But now these print statements also keep on executing. Then automatically there are two problems will come. One problem, performance will be down. Second problem, sir, if any person is going to open server console, then hello, hi, after DB communication, these type of statements which disturbs our logging. Remember this one, which disturbs our logging information. Log information will be disturbed, right? Are you getting? To overcome this problem, compulsory we should go for remove these print statements and so on. Okay, 2 or 3 print statements you can remove. Suppose at the part of debugging you added 100 print statements. Are you getting? You added 100 print statements, keep on adding until fixing the bug, then 100. Which things you added and so on, you have to remember, and you have to remove each and everything. It is always a bigger problem. That's why, so debugging by using print statement is not recommended, because this type of problems are going to come in the picture. Any doubt? Are you able to understand? Then what is the alternative way instead of this print statement? Sir, can you please tell any alternative way? That alternative way is nothing but assertions statement. Are you getting right? That alternative way is nothing but assertions concept. Okay, the biggest advantage of assertions concept, the main purpose of assertions concept is for debugging as alternative to print statement, right? The main purpose of assertions concept is to perform debugging as alternative to print statement. Now immediately you may ask, sir, what is the advantage? What is the advantage of assertions when compared with the print statement? What is the problem we face with the print statement? After fixing the bug, compulsory we have to delete these print statements, otherwise they will execute at runtime. Unnecessary performance is going to be down and so on, right? But the biggest advantage with assertions concept when compared with the print statement, the biggest advantage with assertions when compared with the print statement is we are not required to remove these assert statements after fixing the bug. Assert statement will be based on our requirement. You can enable assertions, you can disable assertions. Both options are there. If you disable assertions, then automatically assert statements are not going to be executed on the client machine. If you enable assertions, then only assertions are going to be executed. But enable print statement, disable print statement, such a type of option is not there. But in the case of assertions, we have such a type of support is there. So after fixing the bug, we are not required to remove these assert statements. Any doubt? Friends, are you able to understand two things? Only 2 points you have to tell. Point number 1, what is the purpose of assertions? What is the purpose of assertions? To perform debugging. Second point, what is the advantage of assertions when compared with the print statement? After fixing the bug, we are not required to delete assert statement, because the biggest advantage, based on our requirement, assertions can be enabled or disabled. On the client machine, I will disable assertions so that these assert statements are not going to be executed. That's all. This is what the need or what is the purpose of assertions concept, right? Okay, then. What the next one? There is one small point is there, sir. Usually for every project, we have 3 environments will be there, sir. The first one, development environment. Development environment. Okay, means where in which environment developer is required to write the code, dev environment, development environment, or some people may use a short name, dev environment. Dev environment. Next, test environment. Do you know test environment? After developing the code, we require to test somewhere. We require to test somewhere. Some environment must be required. So, like test environment, right? Once a test environment completed, everything was fine. Then one fine day, we can move our statements to the production. Okay, our code to the production. That is called production environment or live environment, right? Okay, live environment like this, right? So for every project in the companies, so maybe small terminologies may be different. Small terminologies may be different, but these are the three environments may be there, sir. Development, test environment, production. This is also known as QA environment. This is called, some people may use go live or live environment or production. This is called a development environment, something like company to company internal terminology may be changed, but anyway, three things will be there, sir. Now, do you know where we require to perform debugging? Anyone, can you please tell where we have to perform debugging? So, in the development environment, okay, after development, developer compulsory has to test whether the code is working properly or not. Something like unit testing is there. Unit testing is there. Okay, unit testing is the part of programmer only, is the part of developer only, not the test environment, sir. So test environment, QA team are going to perform regression testing. Next and after that, like there are multiple testing they are going to follow, but unit testing is the developer's role only. Okay, in that, if we identify any problem, then debugging must be required. Debugging must be required. So in the development environment, performing debugging is a very common activity, right? Next, sir, in the test environment, test environment, right? Okay, here also, do you know the testing team, QA team are going to test our code. If they identified any problems, then immediately revert back to developer to fix those things. That's why in the test environment also debugging is a very common requirement. Debugging in the test environment, debugging in the development environment is very common. But everything fine. One fine day we will move to the production. One fine day we will move to the production. Once move to the production, now I'm using the word. Now I'm using the word saying, boss, I want to perform testing. I want to perform debugging. Like the client is going to give left and right. Debugging, such type of terminology is applicable only for dev and the tester, but not for production. Remember, that's why assertions concept mostly the people are going to use. Assertions concept mostly the people are going to use only in the dev environment, test environment, but not in the production. Getting, because debugging terminology applicable only for the first two environments, not for live, not for production environment, right? Clear? Point number one. What is the purpose of assertions? Just to perform debugging purposes. Second one, what is the advantage of assertions when compared with the print statement? Okay, after fixing the bug, we are not required to delete the assert statements. We are not required to delete assert statements. Okay, we are not required to delete assert statements because we can enable or we can disable based on our requirement. Usually debugging will be performed in dev and dev environment and test environment. That's why assertions concept is also applicable only for dev environment and test environment, but not for production. Up to this, is that clear? Okay. So now the next thing, let me talk about, this is the basic introduction. What about assertions? Now, what are various types of assert statements are there. What are various types? Types of assert statements, right? There are two types of assert statements are there, sir. What types are there? There are two types. Two types of assert statements are there. The first one, simple version. The first one, simple version. Second one, obviously. Can you please confirm what the second version? There are two types of assert statements are there, sir. What the first one? Simple version. Simple version. Then obviously, what is the second version? Good, Tejaswani. Second one is more simpler version. More simpler version. More simple version. Are you getting? But don't feel, sir, complex version. More simple version, which is also known as augmented version. Which is also known as augmented version. Remember, why you are always thinking about the negative or complex? No, simple, more simpler version, which is nothing but what? Augmented version. Okay, well, sir, now how you can, what is the syntax for simple version? What is the syntax for augmented version? Just I will discuss it. Don't worry about this one, sir. Okay, first let me talk about simple version. Both are very easy. Nothing will be there, sir. A small difference, sir. Simple version. Now legend this one. First observe carefully. Suppose here I'm writing a small Java program. I'm taking. Matter of 1 minute, just beyond our scope I'm going. Just a small code I'm taking, sir, Java code. Very easily you can able to understand. Of course, the same terminology I will apply for Python also. Here, just I took some code. Int x is equal to 10. Int x is equal to 10. And then there's a big code I took, sir. There's a big code I took. And then system.out.println. This is the Java specific print statement. System.out.println of x I'm taking. That's all. Sir, a bigger Java program, whatever I wrote, a bigger Java program, whatever I wrote, sir. This is my Java program. Now the point is, take very special care. I'm not getting my expected output. I didn't get my expected output, sir. Okay. So if I'm not getting my expected output, somewhere something goes wrong. Compulsory, we require to perform debugging. Are you getting? Compulsory, we require to perform debugging. For that, some print statement is one option. Second option is okay, assert statement. Second option is assert. If everything goes fine, here the value of x should be 100, sir. If everything goes fine, compulsory x value should be r greater than 10, because in these lines x should be updated. I know that. If everything goes fine, here compulsory x value should be greater than 100 or greater than 10, something like this. Okay, that is, I know. If everything goes fine, x value should be updated, should be incremented. Okay, is it really incremented or not? Just to check that, I'm taking assert of x should be greater than 0. So a simple assert statement I'm writing, sir. A simple assert statement I'm writing. X should be greater than 10. Assume that greater than 10. Like this I'm taking. So now the point is, if here just observe, if everything goes fine, here x value should be greater than 10. I know that. Then just to check that condition, that statement I'm using assert. Sir, assert of some condition, Boolean expression like this, right? Sir, now the code is executing. Observe that. The control came to this line. It will check this Boolean condition. If this Boolean condition satisfied, yes, x value is greater than 10 only. Now listen very carefully. X is greater than 10 only. If this condition is satisfied, any problem up to this? Can you please confirm? Any problem up to this? No. If this condition satisfied means if this is true. Any problem up to this? No. If there is no problem, because this condition is already satisfied. If this condition is satisfied, everything fine up to this, no problem. Please continue remaining statements. This condition fails. This condition fails. Oh, something goes wrong, man. Something goes wrong. Stop the program by raising assertion error. Now I will analyze this code. Why x value is not updated? Why x value is not incremented? I will analyze this line by line, Where is the problem? I can able to identify. I can fix that. This type of thing is by default considered as assert statement, debugging by using assert. Now all the people are in a position to get. If everything goes fine, here x value should be greater than 10. I know, being a programmer, I know. Then just to assert, to check that I'm taking assert of x greater than 10. If really x greater than 10, oh, no problem at all. Happily you can continue, sir. No, x is not greater than 10. X is not greater than 10. Somewhere something goes wrong. Stop the program. Stop the program. And why x is not greater than 10? I will analyze this code. Where is the problem? Where is the problem? I will identify and I will fix it. This type of thing is called simple assert statement. Simple assert statement. Observe that, sir. Of course, in Python, I will explain. Even Java, everything is always the same. Okay. Now here see this one. Now observe that assert of some Boolean condition. This is the syntax. This is the syntax, right? Assert of some Boolean condition. If B is true, can you please tell what it means? Respond. If B is true, what it means? If the condition is satisfied, what it means? So up to this, if B is true means our condition satisfied. Our condition satisfied. Up to this, there is no problem. Up to this, there is no problem. And the execution will be continued. Remember this one. So up to this, there is no problem, and the execution will be continued like this. So now, if B is false, assume that if B is the false, means somewhere something goes wrong. Something goes wrong. Remember this one. Somewhere something goes wrong. Stop the program execution. By raising. Stop the program execution by raising assertion error. Sir, why this condition fails? I will check that. And I will analyze the code up to this, whatever there. Where is the problem? I can able to analyze. I can fix that problem. Then debugging is going to be completed. Are you getting right? Up to this is the clear. Once debugging completed, then disable assertions. Then on the client machine, these assert statements are not going to be executed, which is the biggest advantage, right? Now the flow, basic idea, purpose. Are you in the position to understand, right? Okay, like, sir, how many assert statements we can write? Any number of assert statements. Here, if everything goes fine, here if everything goes fine, here maybe here the x value should be greater than 777. Okay, like this. If everything goes fine, here x value should be greater than 999. Something like that. This type of thing is by default considered as debugging by using assertions, right? Okay. Now let me go for a small chota example. Then you people can able to understand. Right? Let me bring Java specific terminology. Like, okay, just 2 minutes to get the basic idea. Don't worry, because Python and Java, both the things are always the same. There is no difference at all, sir. Now, listen a bit carefully. Sir, I'm not getting my expected output. If I'm not getting my expected output, x value should be assume that x value should be greater than 10. If everything goes fine, here x value should be greater than 10. For that, just I'm checking assert of x greater than 10. Legend this one, sir. Don't feel sir is explaining Java code, because even in the Python also same. Just to get the basic idea, I'm telling. So now let me run this code. Here x value should be greater than 10 or not. Just I'm checking. Let me run this code. First step. Let me save this code. Tester.java. Okay, tester.java. Sir, the people parallelly you are learning Java assertions also. Java C tester.java. Yes, the code compiles fine, no problem at all. Next, Java, in Java, assertions by default disable, sir. That's why we require to enable explicitly. -EA, enable assertions tester. Now, if I'm taking like this, because of that only assertions will be enabled. Okay. Now Java -EA tester, like this I'm taking, sir. Now let me run this code. Let me run this code. Let me run this code. Observe the exception in thread main java.lang assertion error. Oh, some assert statement fails. Hurry, at which line the problem is coming? Line number 9. Line number 9. In line number 9, which code we are, which condition we are checking? X should be greater than 10. Oh, this condition fails. So here x is not greater than 10. The problem is there. So this condition right. So observe the flow. Whenever we are seeing assertion error at which line? Line number 9. Which condition? Okay, like which condition? Condition is x greater than 10. Oh, this condition fails means why x is not greater than 10? I will analyze and I can fix that problem. Thoda clarity. Are you getting right? This is called debugging by using assert statement. Sir, why x is not greater than 10? Now I will analyze this code, and I will fix that, which is nothing but assertions concept. Okay, like I fix it. That's our assume. Now here, do you know, I hand over to the client. On the client mission, he never going to execute. He never going to enable assertions. Then simple. It is Java tester. Happily, whatever the output. Sir, index is equal to 10. SOP of x. So print 10 is that's all. On the client mission, this line is not executed because we didn't enable assertions explicitly in Java. Getting the clarity? Based on our requirement, we can enable assertions, we can disable assertion. Boss, I'm performing debugging, enable assertion. Boss, I'm not performing debugging. Oh, you are not required to do that. So, but in Python, what we have to do, I will explain. Don't worry. Getting okay. There is one small thing I have to tell. What's my next point is, whenever I'm executing this code, whenever I'm getting assertion error, can you please tell what is the sequence of activities you did? Whenever you are saying assertion error, immediately, what the first activity you did? Respond. What is the first activity you did? At which line the problem is coming? Okay, line number 9. Line number 9. Of course, as a part of debugging only, line number 9. In line number 9, which condition you checked? X greater than 10. Oh, x greater than 10, you check the condition. But this condition fails. Now, why x is not greater than 10? I will analyze this code and I will fix that. So this is one way, one simple version, right? But there is another version, is there augmented version. In addition to assertion error, you can provide some extra information. What that extra information is? Here, it is the Java syntax. Don't worry, Python syntax I will explain. Assert x greater than 10, column. Here x value should be greater than 10, but it is not. Okay. So I'm providing some message also in addition to. Okay, some message also in addition to. Okay, assertion error. Now observe this. If I can take like this, something like extra help message or correct extra information, like let me compile because I changed the source code. 1 minute. Yeah, Python dominating. Python dominating. In Java, single quotes are not allowed. Single quotes are not allowed. Are you getting? Double quotes compulsory we require to take for the string. Okay. Well, the code compiles fine. Now observe that here java.lang.assertion error. Here x value should be greater than 10, but it is not. So now simply display assertion error, simply display assertion error, but in addition to assertion error, display some helper text, which is very helpful for the end user. Can you please tell either first one or second one? I mean, for the developer, which is the very easy. This second one is the very easy because by seeing error plus help message, oh, this condition fails, immediately I will have some idea in my mind. This type of thing is nothing but augmented version. Are you getting? This is called what? Augmented version. There are two types of SRT statements are there. One is simple version. Second one is augmented version. Okay. In Python, what is the syntax? In Python, what is the syntax? Simple version is the same, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Conditional expression. Conditional expression like this, right? This is the simple version. If this conditional expression returns true, oh, up to this no problem, please continue. If this conditional expression returns false, immediately stop by raising a such error. Okay, like next, I want to add some extra information also. Comma, message. Comma, message. That's all. This is the extra information we require to take. Comma, message, conditional expression, comma, message. Like this is the extra information we require to take. So, if this condition fails, then assertion error with this extra helper text, extra message also. This message is very helpful to perform debugging. Are you able to understand what is the first version? The first version is called simple version. What is the second version? Second version is called augmented version. Augmented version. Don't tell more simple. Augmented version. Okay, here we can add some extra information, something like helper text, or some extra information also, which is very helpful for debugging purposes. Clear? Not required to keep any explanation about this terminology, right? Okay. Now, sir, can you please tell some meaningful example? Okay. So, like you may ask. Okay, just let me show how we can use this assertions concept in our Python. Just have a look once, sir. Sir, I'm taking legend. Now observe the scenarios very carefully, please. Now I'm taking def square it of n. I'm taking square it of n. I'm taking return square it of n. I'm taking return n. Okay, n like this. I'm taking, sir. That's all. A beautiful square it functionality I developed, sir. I developed beautiful square it functionality I did. Now print just I'm calling square it of 2. Just I'm calling square it of 2, sir. Square it of 2, square it of 3, square it of 4, like this I'm taking. Now observe carefully. Square it of 3, 2, 3, 4, like this I'm taking. Now the code here, just observe that. Now I'm trying to compile. I mean, no compilation. Let me run this code. It is the Python code. Okay, let me run this code. Py tester.py. Can you please tell actually what is our expected answer? Forget about this function. Forget about these functions, sir. What is my expected output for this code? Anyone, can you please tell? What is my expected output for this? Square it of 2, 4. Square root of 3, 9. Square root of 4, 16. Now, let me execute this code. Here py test.py, py test.py. So 4, 9, 16. Can you please observe? 4, 27, 256. Oh, something goes wrong, man. I'm not getting my expected output. Something goes wrong. I'm not getting my expected output right. If something goes wrong, if you are not getting expected output, then we require to perform debugging. So where is the problem? How you can perform debugging like this? Here, just I'm taking assert of, here assert of square it of 2 must be, square it of 2 must be 4, sir. Correct or not? Square root of 2 must be 4. Here, just I'm taking the square of 2 should be, the square of 2 should be 4. Like this I'm taking. Okay. Now another assert. You can write any number of asserts, no problem at all. The square root of 3 should be 9. The square root of 3 should be 9. Next, the square root of 4 should be 16. The square root of 4 should be 16, like this, right? Now I added these assert statements. Extra to perform debugging because something goes wrong, because I'm not getting my expected output. My expected outputs are 4, 9, 16, but I'm getting some 4, 27, 256. I'm getting, sir. Somewhere something goes wrong. Okay, well, let me analyze. Let me execute this code. Can you please tell here this condition is satisfied or not? Can you please observe that? If you pass 2, 2 power 2 is nothing but 4. Oh, no problem at all. This one is going to be satisfied. So next, is this condition fails or not? Yes. Square root of 3, 9 I'm expecting, but the square root is going to return 3 power 3, 27. 27 and 9 both are not same. Immediately stopped. Okay, immediately it will be stopped here. Okay, observe that. Observe carefully the Python code I'm taking, sir. Now assertion error, the square of 3 should be 9. Assertion error, the square of 3 should be 9 means line number 5. Line number 5 assert statement fails. Square root of 2 is the 4 working properly, but square root of 3, my expectation is the 9, but I'm not getting 9, I'm getting some other. Means that the problem is in our square root functionality. You did some mistake in the square root functionality, that's why it is not working properly. Now I will analyze. Now I can able to see, array, bloody mistake I did. N into n I have to take, by mistake n power n I took. Now I can correct that. Getting? Are you in the position to understand it in the simple way, sir? N into n. Okay. Now have a look once. Sir. Now here I corrected because the problem with the square root only. Like assume that this functionality contain 1000 lines. Just by simply seeing this line, we can able to identify. Okay, what the problem like. Now have a look once, sir. Py test.py 4, 9, 16. Because this condition satisfied, continue. This condition satisfied, continue. This condition satisfied, continue. Now 4, 9, and then 16 is the correct answer I'm going to get. All the people are in a position to understand. Okay, I did. There is a small mistake was there in the function, but now I corrected right. Now I have to hand over this flow to the client. Assume that on the client mission, these assert statements are required to execute or not required to execute. On the client mission, these assert statements are required to execute or not required to execute. No, not required because I tested functionality. Oh, don't execute these things on the client mission. What I have to take is very simple, sir. Py hyphen capital O. Are you getting py hyphen capital O test.py? If I can execute this code on the client mission, if any assert statements are there, those assert statements are not going to be executed. Not going to be executed. Sir, where is the proof? How I can conclude asserts are not going to be executed? Now observe, square root of 2 should be 14, square root of 3 should be 19, and 26 is something like that. Sir, if these conditions are satisfied or not satisfied? These conditions are satisfied or not satisfied? Not satisfied. Immediately I have to get error if assert statement is going to execute. Normal, let me run normal. Yes, I'm getting error. Boss, assertion error. I'm getting error. But now let me take py -o test.py 4916 because assert statements are not going to be executed because of this option. Clear? Everyone in the position to understand this code. Okay, so this is the small thing. Yeah, on the client mission compulsory we require to use -o, okay, to disable assert statements. In Python, by default assertions are enabled. If you want to disable assert statements, -o. In Java, by default assertions are disabled. If you want to enable, we require to use -ea in Java, but in Python, -o. And the client mission, this is clear, right? Friends, everyone can able to understand. That's all good news. This is the terminology about assertions concept. A small chota concept what we have. Yes, correct. Assert is a keyword in Python, which is the general purpose debugging purpose. Correct, we know. It's a keyword which can be used for a debugging purpose. Now you know with Java and with Python how you can perform debugging. That's all.